Are you sure? That doesn't sound right. Don't waste time already. Let's Google it.
Those little kids.
What do they know?
How dare you not believe
Am
me?
I not your teacher?
Do you think I'm lying to you? Okay, I have to calm down.
Why don't you believe me? I have trust issues.
Hi, this is Celia. I know. A 10-year-old telling you they have trust issues? Trust me, that was literally me last week. Can you trust me? Well, you are in the right place. Let's talk about what's actually happening here. We live in a world where we don't really ask people anymore. We ask the internet. You don't ask your mom, you ask YouTube. You don't argue with friends, you Google it. And yeah, that seems smart, efficient, objective, but here's the twist. The more we trust the internet, the less we trust each other. So what's this video about? Here's what you'll walk away with by the end of this. A new term, epistemic mistrust. Fancy term, I know, but it's actually super relatable. Why we're getting worse at trusting people, even the people that we love. Why it's showing up more in kids, adults, and relationships. How it connects to anxiety, fear of intimacy, and perfectionism. And 3 actual things that you can try this week to rebuild that muscle, to practice real trust. Because spoiler, it's not just about the information, it's about safety. Relationships are messy. They involve missteps, misunderstandings, contradiction, nuance. But tech is clean, binary, confirmed, fast. And when we live in this always-on, fact-checked world, even saying, I don't know, feels risky. So we avoid it. We avoid being vulnerable. We avoid depending on people who might get it wrong. That's where fear of intimacy comes in. Because trust, real trust, it means you believe someone even when you cannot confirm they're right. And guess what? We kind of forget how to do that. Well, there's actually a term for this. Epistemic mistrust. Basically, it's when your brain goes, nah, I don't trust that info just because someone said it. It can come from trauma, from growing up with unreliable adults, or more and more is coming from how we raised it with screens. Screens that never get it wrong. Screens that don't disappoint you. Screens that give answers instantly. That's addictive. But it makes human connection kind of exhausting. Because people, they make mistakes. They say things they don't mean. They don't always reply with perfectly cited sources. So let me ask you something real. When was the last time you took someone's word for it without checking? Not just for trivia. I mean like when your partner texts, sorry I fell asleep, and your first thought was, oh cool, I believe them. Not, were they online? Let me check. We don't build trust anymore. We collect evidence. It's not because you're paranoid. It's because we've been trained to verify love instead of feeling it. In psychology terms, this links to something called intolerance of uncertainty. It's what happens when not knowing something makes you feel unsafe. It's super common in anxiety. It shows up in perfectionism. And yeah, it shows up in dating and close relationships too. We used to ask, do I feel safe with you? Now we ask, can I prove you won't hurt me? And that's not building trust, that's managing fear. So how do we fix it? How do we build that trust muscle again? Here are 3 things you can try this week. Real, simple, uncomfortable stuff. First, catch yourself before Googling. If someone said something that just feels off, try not checking. Just feel the urge and see if you can sit with it. Second, let someone be wrong. Seriously, let your friend mess up a date or a stat or whatever and don't correct them. Notice what happens inside you. That's where the trust muscle is. Third, say it out loud. When you're tempted to check, say, okay, I want to look it up, but I'm going to trust you instead. Whether you're talking to people or just yourself, it rewires the script. Here's the paradox. We're more connected than ever, but we are lonelier and more avoidant and more skeptical than any generation before us. Why? Because trusting people means being okay with ambiguity, and we've been rewired for binary answers. So yeah, maybe that 10-year-old girl wasn't too grown or too skeptical. Maybe she's just living in a world that never gave her room to practice trust. But we can give that back to ourselves and to the next generation. So today we unpacked epistemic mistrust and how a world full of receipts is messing with how we connect. If you thought of someone, share it. And if you're curious about what this does to attention spans, stick around. Because next time on Let's Blame It on the Smartphones, we're talking about ADHD and attention dysregulation. Spoiler alert, it's not just about kids these days. See you next episode.